Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 170 of Pokerole. As we further wind down in the kingdom of Kyadon, I'm so glad the map was named so I can remember the name. Things are finally settling down, and we're kind of getting used to the civilized version of the state of things now, as things are becoming more lucid for the populace. And, well, we're going to see what the aftermath continues like in today's session. Before we start, if you like the video, do think about giving a like, maybe subscribing if you'd like to do that, maybe coming over to Twitch if you want to watch this content live, whether you want to lurk or talk, think about hanging out with us. We'd also love to have you. It's always great to have people invested in this game, especially. Thank you so much for your investment. We also have a pretty cool Discord server, if you want to check that out. We also have a Pokerole Discord server you can watch off of that too. It's linked up. We have a coffee link if you want to help us directly monetize what we're doing here, and I very much appreciate it if you might consider it. And we have a merch store as well if you want to buy some cool stuff there. As I've mentioned before, there is actually some Pokerole related merch there too. And of course, we also have our games wiki on the PokePioneers.mirrorkeys.org, run by Ennio, Kyrio, and some others that put it all together to see recaps, character bios, and more there. All the links are in the description. You can check them out at your leisure. So with that being said, I shall hand it over to Car.
Alright then, welcome to the table. There have been a lot of things going on in a very short number of days. Last time was session 169, Sovereignty and Sandwiches. Eventually, Ryda and Leon's embrace comes to an end, Leon warning that it'd be best for the both of them to head back inside before either of them catch a cold in the rain. The two get up and continue talking about the results of their battle as they re-enter the castle. Leon advises Ryda to take a long rest in the barracks, considering their battle, and Ryda accepts the offer, assuring Leon that they would be glad if he were to come by and check in with them if they need anything. Before they part ways, Leon reaches to the knight's insignia on his body and pulls it off, handing it to Ryda to show it to anyone if they get in any trouble. After a few more words of banter, and a hope to have another sparring match at some point, Leon walks away, leaving their comrade to enter the barracks and rest. And figure out how to sleep on a cot with their new body. Because, and I quote myself, new body who dis. After he finishes clearing some debris and helping transport other heavier Pokemon to the medical wing, Ralph decides it would be best to return Artemisia's sword to her domicile. I'll also note, he decided this after having a nap and dreaming about some other place. He heads over to the royal chamber and attempts to hand the blade to the soldiers that had arrived to guard the queen. Nervous to be entrusted with such a precious item, the soldiers tell him to leave it in the hands of Zaid until Artemisia had fully recovered. Ralph complies to the request, heading over towards the office, where he'd last seen the Drampa. The elder cheerfully greets Ralph, happy that Gemhorn won't be exerting any influence over the kingdom anymore, and asks Ralph to rest the sword on his desk. Once Ralph carefully lays it down, Zaid looks it over and confirms no damage to its condition, that a simple polish and sharpening won't resolve. Learning this gives the Drampa an immense relief, as if the safety of the sword is, in itself, proof that the kingdom could return to how it once was. Ralph also takes the opportunity to return the staves Zaid had lent to the party, and they thank him for the consideration. As the two continue to talk, the two mull over their shared love of information and knowledge. Zaid suggests Ralph spend some more time with him, helping him with examining the scroll that the party had left with him before. Ralph is more than happy to help, eager to learn more about how these magic scrolls function. As they begin skimming over the text in the scroll, Ralph and Zaid translate the opening of the scroll as a form of poem. Zaid then points out that accompanying each line is a secondary arcane script underlining it, explaining how magic scrolls such as this would often be translated into music as a form of more easily invoking it. There was more long-winded explanation about that, but that's close enough. Only reason I remember is because I re-listened to last session today. More specifically, it allows for the reader to be able to invoke the energy all Pokemon have, which they would usually draw upon for moves and abilities, and utilize it in ways potentially unorthodox for their species. Some who study this magic may take inspiration from the legendary Pokemon that maintain the balance of nature, such as how many in the kingdom call upon magic inspired by Kyogre and Groudon. This way, by focusing on a singular concept rather than a wide selection, it can become easier to channel that energy in the way the caster chooses. Otherwise, trying to use magic to utilize power beyond such simple concepts requires a level of complexity that even Zaid himself struggles to deal with, despite his impressive lifespan. Math. It's lots of math. Dwelling on his own past, Ralph compares this study of magic to the study of technology, remarking how both fields require intense study of their respective fundamentals which, to the unaware, would feel completely nonsensical. Zaid nods at the comparison, saying that many similar scholars would agree with such phrasing. Amused by Ralph's inquisitiveness, Zaid takes out a tome to show him, explaining how the book contains a complex cipher often used to compose arcane magic. When Ralph looks inside, he recognizes the text within as machine code, like what he was familiar with during his time as a human. Zaid advises him to have a read through the tome, explaining that even if the texts are far more complicated than modern interpretations, that same increase in complexity is what enables one to draw upon more effective magic. Ralph is happy to accept the tome, especially considering his past experience with the code's source, and agrees to copy some samples into a few scrolls for further review, rather than take the entire book away from the kingdom. I'm going to clarify here, Ralph spent all night into the dawn transcribing that book into his own book, and then somebody did something to the pages later. The following morning, Tucker is the first to awaken and decides to head back into the castle town to find some breakfast for himself and the others. As he asks around for where he can find some food, he comes across an Empoleon who seems bizarrely enthusiastic to bring Tucker along with them to get supplies from various shops in town. It's like a 30-minute jaunt, which is very quick. At each place he visits, each of the shop owners seem to recognize Tucker, and even hand over what ingredients they can spare with no charge. After acquiring enough supplies to make sandwiches for everyone, the Empoleon finally leaves him be and begins making his way to the castle. He does, however, get stopped by the voice of an elderly Thwacky who approaches to ask him if her granddaughter is okay. While he's initially confused at the question, he realizes that news must have spread around, considering he had been running around last night asking citizens door to door for medical supplies for the castle. She further explains that her granddaughter was among the rebels that had stormed the castle alongside Team Cheer the previous day. He apologizes for not being able to answer her question, having been too preoccupied with taking care of anyone he could to recognize any faces. Regardless, she thanks him for his efforts and the efforts of everyone looking after the injured, and hands him a tin of sweets to add to the supplies. Butter cookie tin, with a 50% chance of being sewing supplies.
At least they're useful too.
Meanwhile, back in the castle, Rida wakes up and leaves the barracks to check that the Queen's domicile is fine, where they learn that Ralph had been by the prior day and was told to take her sword to Zaid for safekeeping. They then visit Zaid's office, where they find Ralph having passed out after hours of non-stop transcribing. For no reason other than petty vengeance for Ralph's history of antics, tomfoolery, and chicanery, they take the papers filled with hours of hard work and move a single page into a different position in the stack, which will do nothing but bring suffering when Ralph reviews the text later and wonders why it is no longer functioning properly. With their atrocity committed, they then head to the medical wing to check out Brooke's condition.
Did Kyrio actually write with their atrocity committed? Because that's kind of great.
Yes. I did not take liberty with that paragraph.
No, that's just how he writes recaps. I love it.
At the medical wing, Ryda spies Brooke, laying awake in bed as Lyra rests at the foot of it, and Deadeye is resting on him. Brooke sees Ryda approach and asks how they are doing, and he explains that he's doing a lot better now after all that rest. However, he does not yet realize that it is Ryda asking them, considering how vastly different their newly evolved form is. Soon after, Ralph arrives at the medical wing, having met Tucker in the kitchen, who asked him to bring some of the sandwiches he'd made to the medical wing. Medical wing, medical wing, medical wing. During the commotion, Deadeye wakes up and Brooke hands him one of the sandwiches, revealing to the party that he had given him the new nickname, Dime. After convincing the Heliolist to accept the food, he asks for Ralph to fill him in on what had happened ever since he got knocked out. Then Ralph summarizes the events of the previous afternoon. As he does, Ryda feels the need to also add how proud they were about getting to beat Leon in a fight after Gemhorn was defeated, which leads Brooke to finally register that the weird white and blue dragon thing standing in front of them was Ryda. He congratulates Ryda on their new evolution, surprised to see such a unique appearance compared to his expectations of either a Gardevoir or Gallade. After congratulations conclude, Brooke turns the topic to what the party decides to do after they have fully recovered. He suggests it would be best to head back to Savan as soon as possible to report about what happened. He does wonder over whether Benkei would be prepared to lift the barriers surrounding the kingdom so soon, but he remarks that should the knights stubbornly refuse, he would ask Ryda to assist them to teleport beyond the barricade before they return to life in the kingdom. Ryda is caught off guard by the last part of the plan, but Brooke remarks he expected that, seeing as Ryda now has their old home and mistress back, they might have wanted to remain here to help matters return to normal. They admit that the opportunity would certainly be tempting, but struggles to accept the idea that they should be accepted back so soon after having abandoned it for so long. Further, they have reservations regarding leaving Team Cheer so soon, arguing that part of them would want to remain with them to deal with more issues around the continent. Brooke nods and says he would be glad to keep them on the team, but doubts the idea that they do not deserve to remain here. Even Dine speaks up, telling Ryda that they played just as much a part in saving the kingdom as anyone else here, and they should not fool themselves into thinking otherwise just because of something no one holds against them. Brooke adds that even if they might want to continue with the team, that they should at least spend some time deliberating on it. Even check in with some of the others in the kingdom if they need to be certain there are no hard feelings. Ryda thanks the two earnestly for their consideration, and then they, Ralph and Dine, are encouraged to leave the medical wing to allow the patients to rest, by a Clefairy, who is very intimidated by the lot of you. Ryda and Ralph talk briefly about what Ryda saw him writing in Zaid's office, and Ryda suggests that they split up to find wherever Tucker currently is, because after Tucker gave over sandwiches to Ralph, they began wandering around, and I don't think that got mentioned here, which is... Oh, okay, it's here in the last paragraph. Alrighty, Ennio didn't skip over that. I don't know why I didn't just trust Ennio, because they don't miss details like that. Sorry, Ennio, that's my fault. After finishing making the sandwiches, Tucker decides to look around to see if he could find Team Mischief anywhere before checking in. Unfortunately, he finds no sign of them, but eventually comes across a rebel who had been patrolling the area. The rebel explains that the castle staff had agreed it would be best to restrict entry or exit from the castle until more of the injured were treated, meaning the feline trio were likely still in the castle, provided they didn't sneak out. Continuing his search, he sees Cheval and Calvin outside of one of the windows, getting some training in, and thankfully not seeming too stressed over their current binding predicament. I'm going to clarify on that. They were doing drills with soldiers and rebels and knights. And they were heading those drills, so those poor Pokemon. Finally, Tucker catches the scent of the felines, and the trail leads him to one of the guest rooms, where he finds the whole team. Purloin is helping comb over Lucy Lelexio's fur, while Tora stands to the side talking with someone just out of view from the doorway. As Tucker slowly enters the room, he sees the figure that the Torcat was speaking with, standing with an egg in her arms. Queen Artemisia.
Dun dun dun!
Okay, there was one little thing missed. Ryder doesn't have sandwich. That was the one thing missed.
Yes, Ryda does not have sandwich, and Ryda left to go find Tucker with Ralph, I believe, to get sandwich.
Sent me on a wild goose chase, knowing full well that they were sending me not towards Tucker.
Yeah, was Ryder being right? The sandwich thing is not super, but Ryder's movements because of it might be. So, it was. Were they going with Ralph?
So, after leaving the medical room, Ryda did suggest the two split up to find Tucker, even though Ryda could find them on their own. They kind of just wanted to split off from Ralph for a minute.
Okay, fair enough. And the reason Tucker did not hand Ralph Ryda's sandwich is because they had no idea that Ryda was going to be in the medical wing. So,
the reason why Ryda went off on their own was to slink into a room to do their one thing from the glimpse I shared with you guys.
Ah!
Yes.
I need to double check
Right.
the clips. Let's see.
Is this something I need to post to the server?
Not necessarily. It's probably something I'd rather briefly touch on since it's not that important, and also I'd like to keep the more
the private
specifics. Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Still need to double refresh myself. Let me see. Not that it matters too much,
But yeah, I could give a quick recap of it when it becomes relevant.
but
Okay.
the details that matter.
Yes, this is fine. That makes sense. We'll cover where Ralph is headed later. Because I know that Brooke is stuck in the medical wing, and they have to rest there, and at least Lyre is there, so that's fine.
Was I allowed to stay? Or they're not? They're little. They make little less of a hoof print than everybody else does.
Well, Lyre can actually do medical stuff.
Yeah, they're allowed to help. And I guess Dine's just gonna have a wander, I suppose, too.
We can change... I need to stop clicking my tongue like that.
It's okay.
E227.
Oh, nice comparison.
Yes. As we return to Tucker, you enter this bedroom with its large, fancy bed that Purloin is sitting on, with Lucy sprawled across her lap, getting brushies, and Tora standing on the edge of the bed. And it looks as though they were speaking with Artemisia, who, despite the crystals having crumbled on her body, still does have crystal growths extensively, but many of them are covered by a noble garb set in a wine red hue, in contrast to her currently dull blue scales. Or hide, I suppose. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure if Nidoking and Nidoqueen have scales or plates or what. I'm just going to go with hide.
Well, I suppose as Tucker first opens the door, the first thing he sees, of course, is the kitties. So he will start to kind of non-aggressively barge in, not immediately realizing that there is another party off to the side, given the door is not making that obvious. He's about to greet the kitties until he realizes there is another person, and he does do a slight double take as he realizes it's actually the queen. He stammers for a second, and instead of addressing the cats, he goes, "Oh, your Highness?" And he looks a little confused. This is the first time he's seen her, well, lucid. So he does a little quadruped bow.
Tora and Artemisia look over to Tucker. It's hard to tell if Tora's surprised because their expression barely ever changes. It's Tora. But Artemisia does dip her head respectfully. She isn't exactly in a state to bow back to you at the moment. Which, the fact she felt the need to do that at all in return to someone might seem a bit strange for anyone who knows anything about nobility.
Mm-hmm. It's not normally a gesture nobility returns, right?
Not unless you're also nobility.
Mm-hmm.
Especially not a royal.
Yeah. I don't think that Tucker picks up on that little factoid, having not really been around royalty, but...
Mostly saying for the sake of the audience. Because I figure, Tucker, maybe you got read a story at some point, but that would be the extent of it.
Tucker's extent on knowing how to manage nobility is, that they're, fairy tales and stories, and you give him a bow, you back extra
and zeal.
Yeah, and zeal. Zeal's like the best example. I don't remember, have we met his dad directly?
Yes.
I think once.
You all met his dad, once, very early on, and they gave Brooke some pretty solid leading advice.
Zeal is the best example.
Zeal is the closest example y'all have for royalty right now.
Theoretically, the best example for Tucker.
But you enter, and Lucy sees you and perks up. Tucker! And she will hop down from the bed and run over to nuzzle up against you and rub around, staticking your floof with her affection. Purloin is a lot more reserved, as she gives something of a sort of sheepish wave from where she's at.
Tucker is happy to take, even if they're a little staticky, a little zingy, very happy to get the Perebbies from from Lucy, and he kind of stammers, giving a nod of acknowledgement to Purloin, and expresses, "I was trying to find you guys. I made sandwiches." And he sort of awkwardly, in the presence of the queen and all, pulls out some sandwiches for the cats.
Oh, good. I'm starving. And Lucy will, of course, take hers immediately, being the exuberant little thing that she is. The any sense of propriety because, oh, there's a literal queen in the room is just non-existent. Tora just sort of smiles and pats at the bed for you to come over. Well, don't just stand in the doorway.
Tucker sort of chuckles and, yeah, honestly, I could probably use a break. And he does have a sit with the others as he distributes sandwiches, including his own, because I don't think he's eaten yet.
No, he hasn't. I remember he was specifically drooling.
Yes, he needed to eat.
Perlane will take hers. And she looks over at Tucker, and down at the sandwich. Thanks.
Don't
And
mention.
she starts eating. Wow. So grateful. What more do you want? Ow! And Tora does the equivalent of elbowing Perlane in the side by just extending her claws and jabbing into Perlane's side. Tora, this is awkward.
Tucker sort of chuckles a little bit and expresses, honestly, just seeing you back in your right mind is thanks enough.
Thanks. And without meaning to, they've started to sort of grip the sandwich a little tight, so they're kind of smushing the edges of the bread, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. I've already gotten my apologies out to everyone else here.
Tucker takes a moment and then expresses, honestly, I don't think there's a lot of people that really need to apologize. There's been a lot of trouble, but we know whose fault it really is.
She heaves out a sigh and reaches down to rub at one of her crystal-coated legs. I tried to kill you. That's not usually something you forgive someone of.
Tucker gives a little sigh to that. Not one of frustration or of any hidden frustration towards Perlane, but more one sympathetic to how they feel, and then expresses, honestly, you're not the first one to try to do that, but the others that did, well, some of them were hurt in special ways that I couldn't completely fault them for either, and some of them were, well, some of them were just evil, but you aren't that. I don't think many people here were. And that matters to me.
Go ahead and give me a smart survival alert check, please.
Okay.
It's not hard to tell, but Perlane is having immense difficulty meeting Tucker's gaze. fact, she's doing pretty much everything in her power to not look up at anyone right now.
Tucker doesn't take long to finish their sandwich. They wouldn't take long in any situation. They have been very hungry for very long at this point. Once they're done with their sandwich, they scoot over on the bed and just sort of do that little, doggy lay down curl behind Purloin's back and expresses, "I trust you, no matter what happens." After all, we came here to find you guys, to save you, after we figured out how bad things were. So, that's the only thing I really cared about here. Well, when it came to you, at least. Not if you were trying to, take me out or whatever.
Tucker, you make it really hard to be a rival.
Aren't you more Brooks' rival?
There's 3 of us and 4 or 5 of you. Some of us have to pull double duty.
Maybe it's
Speak for
good I'm not a
yourself.
rival then. It makes it a little more fair.
Tora muttering with their hat tipped down. Speak for yourself. I'm only rivals with Ralph. I don't know. Their new friend seems to be pretty... kinda in the same grade as you. They look like they do weird magic stuff. Entirely different. Wait, then what does that make Lucy in this equation? They both look at Lucy, who has already finished her sandwich, is just sort of like licking crumbs off her mouth, looks up at the both of them with innocent, sparkly eyes, mild zap. No, I think Lucy is Brooke's rival.
Whether intentionally or not, Tucker sort of mutters.
Yeah, I can see it. Lucy again blinking innocently and in mild confusion. In fact, Kyrio is correct. Artemisia is sitting at a small side table that's not terribly far. It's by a window. And she has a cup of tea. And there's a saucer with 2 other teacups on it and a teapot nearby. Similar make to Zaid's, except this one, instead of being blue ceramic, is red. This one being a red, mountainous, sort of rocky area with a river flowing through it.
After a bit of the banter, Tucker does turn his attention to Artemisia, not wanting to be impolite to the royalty. Are you feeling any better, Your Highness?
You don't have to call me that. Just Artemis is fine. And she smiles at you so warmly, as if it just hadn't been a terrible battle the day before.
Tucker returns that warm smile, relaxing a little bit. He definitely was visibly awkward in the presence of royalty, but with her being a little less formal, he does relax. Of course, Artemis then. It's about that time that he actually notices the egg. He's been a little distracted with the cats. He doesn't say anything about it, but he does observe it. I'm glad to see you are recovering. I hope everyone that can does do so.
Well, I'm doing a lot better now that I'm not cooped up in my room. It's all thanks to you, Squire.
Tucker sort of blushes at that.
And her smile turns into a grin as she's looking over towards you. Please give me another smart survival alert check. Or no, it would be a smart contest etiquette.
Okay. It's not that I actually built quite nicely, so let's see. Etiquette, that is. Okay. Not bad.
So at first you do take it as though she's talking about you, and then you remember that Purloin was a squire here due to Gemhorn, but they were referred to as a squire.
So, Artemis is addressing Purloin with that statement.
Yes.
Hmm.
And Purloin sort of shrugs, and they're eating their unfortunately compressed sandwich. It's their own fault, really. It's fine. It's not like I didn't check up on you while I was doing guard duty. You're very modest. I knew that you cared. Underneath his shackles. It's why I trusted you. Much like I trust Leon. Don't know why. I'm one of the most untrustworthy cats here. Oh. Both Tora and Lucy side-eye Purloin at her commentary. But I should not ignore our additional guest. You're one of those that helped save us. Among the many brave souls who still walk these halls. Could you do me a small favor? As she lifts a hand, holding up her fingers to indicate the smallness.
Tucker looks grateful as she gives her thanks to them and perks his head up. Of course. What do you need?
Please don't let anyone know I was here.
Tucker looks mildly confused.
I've always been the sort to go out on my own. I much prefer being out in town than in the castle. And she turns her head to look wistfully out the window. much as that habit has gotten us into trouble, I just didn't want to worry anyone else. The Physiker says I'm supposed to be on bed rest for some time. But there's so much to do. It would be nice if I could disguise myself, but I'm no Zoroark.
Tucker nods, starting to understand. I guess being in a position like yours doesn't afford a lot of travel. I get it. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. I mean, I wanted to check up on Team Vistas just as much as you did, so...
Actually, it's more like we checked up on the Queen. And Lucy hops up to settle beside you, Tucker. Big Sis was all worried about her, so we snuck onto her balcony. Then we snuck her up off the balcony.
Live it up to your team name, Tucker simply expresses with a smile.
Well, it's not like we were going to stop living up to our team name just because a little hiatus happened. That's the right word, right? She side-eyes at Tora, who just sighs. Well, at least your vocabulary's improving. Your Majesty, Artemis, have you given any thought to what I offered? I'll need time. But I appreciate it. It is a very kind offer. But I do need to think of how this kingdom is going to move forward. Okay. Well, you know how to find us. After all, Savannah's on your maps, isn't it? I'm sure Sade has a map somewhere with your town. Or at least I'd hope.
Tucker ponders for a second as they talk, not wanting to interrupt, but mildly interjecting that right now I think Brooke's still out of commission. Our team leader, he explains. For the time being, we'll be in town. Eventually we'll be heading back to Savan too, though. I guess that's on Brooke's command. He is our leader.
I pray that they make a swift recovery. I understand that a number of those who came to liberate the castle suffered grievous wounds, and more than a few did not make it. Would you like some tea? She offers.
Tucker perks his ears a bit, having finished his food. A drink wouldn't be bad. Yes, please, actually.
And she'll pour a cup. Something light. Very mild scent. And, like as not, a mild taste. And with one arm as she keeps shifting the egg between her arms as she does things, never quite putting it down. She pulls out a chair for you to join her at the side table by the window.
Tucker lightly gets up from the little kitty pile to have a seat. And as he moves over and gently laps his tea, much like a dog would drink from a bowl, but as daintily as he can, he'll simply express, while we're here, we'll do what we can to help out.
I appreciate that. And we are going to do our best to need as little of that help as possible. Mistake me not, it isn't stubbornness or pride for which I say this. It's necessity. It took those outside our kingdom to save it. And we would not repay that kindness. We would not show our gratitude by having those from outside our kingdom do the work of fixing things. That's for us to do. I cannot promise that I have the power to cure the malady that remains, these scars of stone. But we will try. It is the least we can do.
Tucker nods. I understand. And honestly, seeing this kingdom get back on its feet, that'll be great. And I know it can happen. Even if scars may remain, they still heal with time. And while Savantown doesn't really have the resources to support such a large kingdom, I hope we can find partnership in our communities, he expresses.
Oh, yes. Your friends here. Mischief makers, is it? And the three felines have different differing reactions. Lucy looks a bit sheepish, Purloin just sticks out a tongue, and Tora tilts her head to the side, sort of in the what did you expect manner. Your friends were just trying to do as such. They've been exemplary, I would say. If anything, I'm quite fascinated by you pioneers. In another life, I would have loved to have been one of you. But that's not the life I lead. And I plan to make the most of what I have. It's what my people deserve.
You seem like a great ruler, honestly.
That's very kind of you. And I fight every instinct to reject your statement. It was my folly that brought my kingdom to its knees. But I plan to lift it up again.
And that's what matters. Tucker looks down for a second. I know how it is to let your kindness and gentleness take advantage of you, to let other people hurt you because you didn't know how to respond to something correctly. I've been there. And you should never doubt yourself over your gentleness, even if that happens. It's all a learning process, I think. At least, that's what I'm learning.
Like all things, we grow. Just not always in size. Much as the tides, the sun, the moon, the seasons, as they change, so do we. Zaid taught me that. He can be a silly old man, but he's wise when he wants to be. She takes her cup and downs the entire thing all at once, not even doing any sort of proper sipping, and sets it down somewhat noisily on the saucer. Let us turn our attentions away from the somber and the serious. If you have any questions, I'll answer them within my power. Same with any request you might have. I've offered the same to your friends, although they have been quite adamant they need no reward. I would like for the record to show I wanted a reward. Now, Perwin returns the claw jab in the side to Tora.
Tucker chuckles a little. Well, I fear that I won't be saying much different myself. I'm just happy to see people recovering. But when it comes to anything our team might need, I suppose when Brook is up and aware again, he could probably speak about that with you. I don't know if his answer will be much different, but, well, he'll know if there's something we need.
Very well. If you aren't busy, perhaps you can tell me about your team.
Tucker wakes. You know, I think I'd like that.
All right. We're going to move away from this scene as Tucker goes on talking about Team Cheer as much as they want to.
He probably flops on the bed with the cats again. Just gets comfortable and rests up as talking happens.
You will find that Artemisia will listen with rapt attention. Any stories that she can glean from you, she will happily take.
Tucker may not be the most organized at telling stories, but he has plenty to share, so she will get plenty of fun stories to hear. And dramatic stories, for that matter, given our history.
It's a shame that Florence didn't come with you all. That's true, Kyrio.
Florence should get a formal invitation over here when things are a bit more cleaned up.
Who knows? That might happen in the epilogue.
Ooh. That was nice.
Righto. We're going to turn ourselves over to Ralph and Rita. We should probably do Rita first so that we can have an idea of where Ralph is going.
Okay. Well, I will say, Ryder didn't specifically send Ralph in any particular direction, just you go one way, I go a different way. But yeah, in terms of what Ryder was up to, after parting ways with Ralph, they slipped into probably another spare bedroom. The closest, I'd assume. A room used for sleeping arrangements where there was a sizable mirror inside. And they spent some time just checking themselves out in their new evolved body. Just actually taking a moment of just taking it all in, since things have been pretty much go mode since after they evolved. And this is like the first time they've had to just look at themselves in a mirror for a prolonged period. During this time, they would also have realized that their outfit no longer fit them. So doing a bit of cutting and stitching together, they turned it into a rather long and fashionable scarf that they keep with them, because they didn't want to let go of their old clothes, but had to have it grow with them in a sense. In addition to that, Ryda also learned some other interesting things about their new evolved state, and that they are venomous. They also learned that they're immune to poison to an extent, with the caveat of it having a slight side effect of inebriation, depending on how much they ingest. So, yeah, Ryda did a bit of experimenting with some of the Dragon Eater poison. They had a bit of a taste test.
Test your limits.
So they may have a bit of a blush and be a bit more mellow for a bit.
Oh, I see. Different form of intoxication.
I'd consider it similar to being a little buzzed from alcohol, but a little different because it's basically their body's response to poison nullification.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how long this was going to be. I was going to have us go to your theme. I should have had us do that before then, but that's fine.
It, like I said, it wasn't supposed to be anything too long or noteworthy, just basically them exploring themselves a bit and learning more about their capabilities, and also getting slightly drunk.
My immediate thought is like, I remember that Ralph does like a good drink now and then. These, he might want you to share. Is like, no, you shouldn't drink this one. Actually,
Oh, Ryda definitely has plans to have Ralph test their poison against the Dragon Eater, because they have a biased perspective of they're immune to their own, so they can't tell which is more potent. So they need an outside source to test for them.
I'm so sorry, Ralph. Righto.
Ralph is a fan of the scientific method.
Indeed.
I'm sure he would approve of the idea.
Yeah, it sounds like scientific method, chemistry. According to chemistry, alcohol is a solution.
According to people
Other
that drink
than
too
that-
much, it's also a solution.
Other than that, Ryda wasn't really doing much, just sort of lazing about for a while until probably the hunger kicks in and they're like, oh right, I was getting a sandwich at some point, so I should probably go find Tucker now.
Yeah, that might be smart. And while Ryder goes to do that, we'll move on to events 242 for Ralph's theme. Hey Ralph, where do you go to look around? You've got options.
Where do I think Tucker would go?
Well, you do know that Tucker was looking for Mischief Makers and Rida, and you've obviously found Rida, so it's a matter of where Mischief Makers are.
Yeah. So where do I think they would go? Let's see. Oh, I feel like I would remember that Furloin was a squire, so I might ask around where the squire's quarters are. Yeah, because one of my buddies was a squire, and I check on them and all that jazz.
Alright, well, that's not terribly difficult. When you ask around about, hey, where do the squires sleep?
How to squire?
Yeah, how to find sleeping squire? Yes.
Go to Google. Hey Google. Hey Siri, how do I find the squire?
I feel like Ralph would walk up to someone and go, hey Google, how do I find a sleeping squire? Just to a random Pokemon. And they're like, I don't have a name. But just even a little bit of asking around, they direct you down towards the training yard, because the hall there has a couple of barracks rooms that you can look in to see if your squire is there, if they happen to be sleeping. If not, there's apparently drills going on outside in the yard, but they didn't think they were having drills right now. But the big knight guy wouldn't take no for an answer until some Pokemon followed him. So, and the Pokemon you're asking just sort of shrugs.
Let's see. Well, I'll check the drills. Man, they always struck me as people who would use pickaxe instead of a drill, but we'll check. And I like pause to see if they got my joke, and then live.
They do not. They give you the blankest stare of confusion. It was super effective.
Nice. Just tell a joke and it has a chance to inflict confusion.
Maybe I should give you that as a move. Just Ralph joke. Something like 3 dice chance to cause confusion.
But yeah, let's go and check on the drill. I thought it was funny. Maybe like a hardware store joke, and I'm like thinking about that as I go.
As you head down the hall out to the training yard, you find Chevalvin there. Well, Cheval and Calvin, I guess, since they are currently hive-minded. Just unfortunately stuck together. With Cheval currently leading drills for a smattering of rebels, soldiers, and knights that they very likely dragged out here. There's no less than a squad's worth, if not a platoon. As I take a minute to try and remember how to speak in this voice.
That's it! Put your backs into it! What ho! Take thy lances and thrust!
as they jab one of their lance arms towards the sky. Calvin's head hangs beneath them, sighing. Sir Cheval, they don't even have mounts. How do you expect them to use lances? Those aren't even lances. You just had them attach stuff to spears.
Come up, yeah, you already have them back on your grind, huh? I guess you can't let them get rusty.
Now fair Calliope. 'Tis the aesthetic and the intent that matters. Not what it really is. It's just as effective. Ah, what ho, my good and jolly fellow.
Ah, yes, indeed.
Fine fortune to see you once more.
Oh, yeah, for sure. God, you really put up a fight back there.
Indeed we did. My head is a bit fuzzy, but I say we had a grand old bout in that hall. Shame about all of the architecture, though.
Hi, Ralph.
Good to see you. It's good to see you, Calvin. So, this one doesn't miss a wink of this, does he? Watching everyone do the drill. Gosh, when I look out at all these knights and squires doing these exercises, I think to myself, golly, I'm glad I'm not a knight or a squire.
Ah, don't sell yourself short yet, my friend. It is possible for anyone to join the knighthoods. I myself am not necessarily qualified to make such a decision, but I have seen your merit and temerity and, Calliope, what are other good words with... Oh yes, valor!
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I do got lots of valor. I just got loads of valor, and you gotta keep it balanced though. I also practice the mystical arts with a good dash of instinct to tie it all together.
Yes. You would make a fine knight of the Order of Bombast. Yes, you would make an excellent compatriot with me. We could use someone of your caliber, We sorely lack in those understanding the arcane arts. I had hoped that Calliope would know some of it, but their natural abilities are nothing to snort at.
I see. But yeah, I've been, I was looking for, well, I know them as Team Mischief, but, here, they're two of the rebels and one of the squires. Have you seen the Toy Cat around here?
Ah, the bewitch-hatted one.
Yeah, with the witch hat. Witch hat?
I am
Also-
afraid the witch-hatted witch cat is nowhere to be found.
They just shake their head a little bit. There's a bit of creaking and sort of crunching as they're shaking their head from crystals grinding against each other and the plating not exactly having been well maintained necessarily. They did not take any off time to see to themselves.
And they all squid.
I remember seeing Lucy earlier, but I don't know if they're anywhere near. They glance over at the, Pokemon doing drills who have started to sort of slow down just a bit.
What's this? Have I need to redouble the numbers of your swings? Very well, we'll move on from thrusting training. Time to bring out your swords and shields, gentle Poke. And yes, that includes you ladies there in the back. I see you trying to hide. Combat need not spare itself for any gender. All can fight beneath the auspices of chivalry.
Yeah.
Calvin giving their head towards Ralph.
kind of spurts. He's a little eccentric, but he's right. It's important to stay sharp, even when it's peacetime.
Honestly, he's doing this all on his own. Technically, we're supposed to be on bed rest until this whole situation can get fixed. Which, I wouldn't mind a vacation after this. That said, you're looking for Lucy, right?
Yeah, Lucy and the rest of the game.
Well, last I saw Lucy this morning, they were, I think, leaving the kitchen. So, check one of the upper floors, maybe. I don't think they'd be in the archive or down in the dungeons. Not the way Lucy was heading.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Mr. Calvin.
Of course. Anything for a friend.
I like that name, Calvin. It sounds funny. Well, not funny. What's the last word? Established.
So before you go... Calvin making a face, forcing a smile. Do you think there's any safe way you could rip Cheval off my back?
Safe? No. I don't know about safe. I'll take a look, though. I'm gonna take a look. Is there? I really don't think there is.
Yeah, probably not, but you can take a look. I will let you know it's going to be a bit difficult because Cheval is an animated character.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a smart survival nature check.
I think we've all assumed that they're just fused by... their bodies aren't, biologically mixed together. It's just the crystals connecting them, technically.
Yes.
Of course,
But
these crystals are hecka tricky.
Imagine you were sitting on someone's back, but you were super glued to them. Would you trust a strongman to just pull you apart?
No, you would probably have some, some parts of your body would probably rip off with that, so careful. Also, reminder that you have a hat.
Does he want to?
If you want to,
hat on this?
I don't know that I want to hat something that I know both in and out of character is something that is beyond my scope of ability,
Yeah.
especially without tools or anything.
That's Ralph who was trying to find somebody to help. Yeah, who would that be?
So just to explain a little bit, the reason they were so coordinated under Gemhorn's control is because the control gave them this sort of unified purpose, and since it semi-hive mind functions, it made it possible for this to not be ostensibly a terrible thing to have going 100% of the time.
Mm.
Since, yes, Calvin is Cheval's mount. They do this in combat, but having it going all the time and being a weird, monstrous crystal centaur, not on the bucket list.
There are very different personality types. I think that they shouldn't be around each other literally all the time. They should probably be separated. They should have a little space for each other.
Yeah, Ralph, there's no way you can do this on your own. Look, nothing you know of there's no magic you could possibly think of that could fix this. This is going to require using the methods that Zayd prescribed, and even then it's kind of iffy, which is a bit sad for Calvin, but who knows? Maybe they can just, like, cut off some of the lower part of Cheval at some point. It'll be fine. He'll be okay, right?
Yeah, I would take one look at that. Yeah, I was pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. I cannot safely you two.
It was worth a shot. Well, thanks for at least looking, Ralph. As Calvin suddenly lurches to the side when Cheval makes a particular lunge towards one of the trainees, one of their lances pinging off of a shield.
Ha! Good reflexes. Come, pair up. Or quadruple up or triple up. It doesn't particularly matter. All that matters is the practice. Make sure you don't hit each other too hard. You want to be able to keep training.
It looks like you guys got this all wrapped up.
Please send help. Calvin's not even just attempting to give you the pleading eyes, they're just begging you outright.
I suppose I'll head upstairs then, as that's where I was directed. I'm thinking to myself, oh, you know what? When I find him, how am I gonna know where Ryder is? That's all. Maybe we didn't think this through.
Did someone say sketchy alchemy? Well, I mean, Ryder's got new poison. Who knows how acidic that is?
Yeah. I'll head upstairs for the moment. Yeah, musing on that, musing how quite sure we may have not entirely thought this through. Or more specifically, I didn't.
That is okay. So, Ryder, how long do you spend exploring your new body?
It's a good question. I don't imagine it'd be, like, exceptionally long, considering it's basically looking in a mirror or just, like, checking yourself out. So maybe, like, 20 to 30 minutes tops.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Where were you heading after?
Afterwards, Ryder would try and locate Tucker via seeing if they could reach out psychically, since they've reached with Tucker before, or at least know what to look for in terms of Tucker.
Alright. Go ahead and give me... I forget what role exactly we've been using for telepathy. I think it would be Insight Survival Channel. Me being super inconsistent with roles, as usual.
That's fine.
Rolls are just vibe checks anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vibe check.
I try to do the things that make sense, even if they're not in, like, matching categories. I mostly asked how long because it's like, Ralph did
Yeah.
not take particularly long. Oh boy.
At least it's a 3.
It is a 3 because of your constant lucky chant. I can't forget about that.
I'm always.
I would say that Tucker's kind of open and relaxed, just chilling, so he wouldn't be really hard to connect to her in any particular way. But
Well, I wonder if I'll check the chat, see if anyone picked up on my reference. I slipped the reference into chatting with Sybil.
I think I missed the reference.
It's a Pokemon Go reference.
Oh wait, no, somebody did mention that in the chat. I didn't know what they were talking about. They mentioned Pokemon Go, so.
Yes.
I was more preoccupied thinking about, can these two be separated? What would it take? Thinking about that. Are we hoping that Artemisia can do something with her sword? That's like a theory thing.
That it's a current working theory, and it's been semi-proven because back in the combat with Gemhorn, it was used to remove crystals from the field.
Right.
So there is that.
There's hope.
Yep, there is some hope. So, Ryda, you reach out psychically, and there's something akin to radio interference going on. It's not necessarily that the walls of the castle are preventative to telepathy. It's not like the prison, per se. More so that there's a lot of active minds that are around, and you're sort of feeling around for Tucker after the connection that you share. And because of how many passing, waking, or waking up Pokemon there are in the vicinity, it's just creating interference right now. It doesn't help that you got mildly buzzed off poison.
That is also fair.
That is fair.
Like, if you need a better justification, you're mildly buzzed off poison, so there.
I think the justification of too many signals is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, normally it wouldn't be too much of an issue, but also it's a low roll, and there are circumstances that make it feasible.
You need an AM, FM dial you can turn carefully.
Well, when one method of tracking doesn't work, Ryda has another in their kit.
It's true, you could scry.
Yeah, probably just find something reflective in the hall and try scrying off of that.
Windows, mirrors, there's a fountain out in the courtyard.
Plenty of options. Alright, Insight Survival Alert. The same amount of dice.
Better roll this time, maybe? Let's see.
Hopefully. If not, I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way of just walking around, and there we go.
Like the plebes
Lucky
have to do
7.
it. The old-fashioned way, like the plebes that aren't psychic types have to do it.
To me, looking around and poor person.
Scrying. Well,
Scry.
your scrying is successful, thank goodness. Well, since Tucker is both strong and familiar, it's not hard to get a scry on. And we'll say you're using a mirror because that's the funniest answer in this instance. As you look through a panel of... Did I say mirror or window?
Mirror.
I meant window.
Oh.
Sorry. Good job, me. I've got a bunch going on all at once.
It's okay.
You look
That's
through
life.
you look through a window pane, and you find yourself peering almost from the outside in through a pane of window at Tucker, who's currently sitting at a table in a room having tea with Artemisia.
Friday kind of just squints at this visage,
I will
and then
make
like,
note.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I will make note. This does not look like her room.
Yeah, Ryder kind of just squints at this, looks down at their bag, and just wondering to themselves, how potent was that poison?
Do you want to do like a roll of some kind to see if you trust your own scrying?
Yes, Ryder is having doubts of if this is real or if they're just really drunk.
Okay, do a smart logic check. -2.
This does look like mildly absurd out of context, yeah.
They don't believe this is real.
Is this real life?
3 out of 5.
It might be real. There's enough of a chance it might be real that checking couldn't hurt.
Yeah, in their mind, it might be, it might not be. It could be that they're just hallucinating Artemisia being there, because they've been thinking about her a lot. But either way, they are gonna go check.
I'm gonna say that Ralph gets to the second floor before you do.
Yes, that is fair.
Because as much as Ralph had to ask people like, hey, did you see whatever, Esquire, and then you went to the training yard, probably not that long of a conversation, whereas Ryder was taking longer for other things. So... we can turn on events 255 for Tucker's theme.
Okay.
So, Ralph, you make it up to the second floor because that's where you were suggested to go. And as you're walking along the hall, you do get at one point to see out the window that the drills are still going. How would you like to go about searching the second floor for Tucker? Or rather, for Purloin, I should say.
I suppose the first, I suppose I'll just ask whoever I happen to pass first, if they happen to know where a Purloin, a Torcat, and the third one are hanging out.
Please give me a social stat plus contest plus etiquette. Whichever social stat you think works best for your method of asking.
I feel like... God. Intimidate. What's in it? You're gonna tell him no. I'm probably using etiquette. Yeah, I'm probably using etiquette. Oh, what are the other two you just told me?
Any of your social stats, depending on how you're working, and contest.
Yeah, these contest etiquette. I'm probably using like smart.
Smarter.
I'm not being. Yeah, I'm not trying to be cute or tough. And either of those is
Tough etiquette would be an interesting combination, but yeah. Hey, you need to tell me where they are, please.
No. Tough etiquette
you'd be like all manly about. I require to see my friends. Yes. I basically ask like Jamal. I don't know. But probably. That's not too shabby. How I said in the other one. I know I told one.
Well, as luck would have it, you do come across a knight that happens to be patrolling on their lonesome for the moment. And they look Ralph up and down very briefly, considering this particular request. Yeah, alright. You don't seem like you're going to go in for trouble on them. And they are going to point down the hall to where there's a T intersection going on. Take a left there, across to the other hall. It'll be the third door on your right.
Excellent. Oh, and there was something very important they needed your help with out in the courtyard. I'm gonna follow his instructions.
Cool contest performed. Try and convince this person to go suffer.
Come on. Let's go. I hope that's enough.
They have a chance. They don't have a chance.
Yes. This delights me.
They better not be betting out there again on training fights. Just don't cause any trouble, please. And they sigh.
You got it.
They're almost dragging a halberd along the carpet, just keeping it just hovering above it so they don't mangle it while they trudge their way down to the training yard. They're going to remember this, Ralph. Will it matter? Who knows?
Oh, I'm just delighted with myself. I need you to know that.
actually kind of missed the plot of what the second roles were. Did he just like troll a guard for some reason?
Yes.
Okay, just for no reason. Okay.
He told the guard that, hey, they need you down in the training yard for something. And my response was, give me this role. Convince this man to suffer. And they will go suffer. So, it's fine. Liar will silently judge you for it. If they find out.
Oh, man.
That said,
I am just finding this.
That said, maybe we should have stuck on Ralph's theme. Goodness, antics. You will find the room that Team Mischief Makers has holed up in. Now keep in mind, from the doorway, you will not be able to see Tucker and Artemisia. They are situated by like a window in a corner that's overlooking the courtyard. So, what are you going to do as you enter?
Suppose I'll, because I do have a lot to say. I suppose it would be rude to not address them first. So as I'm entering, I'll be like, I'll physically say knock knock as I kind of also knock. Even if the door is like ajar or whatever, I'll kind of tap at the door. Hey, knock knock, guys. You know, make my rounds, make sure everyone's okay and stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Tucker is laying with the cats, so... Artemisia is at a table, but Tucker is there. My bad.
It's okay. Cat pile good.
Hi, Ralph! And same as with Tucker, Lucy immediately bounds up and rubs around Ralph's legs.
Oh,
giving you
wow.
static.
Oh, it's good to see you too. Seems like where you're going.
Better than good. I have my sister back. Well, I mean, I'm mostly back. And Purloin kicks their crystal legs just a little bit for emphasis.
Tucker sees Ralph and probably pauses something he was saying to somebody off to the side and also gives Ralph a greeting. Oh, hey. How's it going?
Oh, hey, there you are. Oh, gosh. You know, I split up from Ryda to find you. Now I found you, but now I don't have her. And it's like...
Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't catch the last half of that. What was that?
I said, now I found you, but now I don't know where they are. Oh, it could be funny like that sometimes, don't it?
Oh, Tucker thinks about it for a second and then has a bit of a wide-eyed look as he rummages in his bag. Oh, that's right. And he pulls out a sandwich. All right, I'm supposed to deliver this to... I got a little distracted here.
So, I'm gonna point out that Hydra in our little chat Is like, he said the name in front of her. I need to point out, Tucker would have talked about Ryda.
Yeah.
Ryda's part of the team.
Yeah. That Tucker had no reason to mince anything. I think the only thing Tucker did not share, I can say for sure with Artemis, I think she prefers being called that, is the Dark Star stuff. That's not been, because that was something specifically stated by Mewtwo and agreed to by the team that it is a secret, so it's not been shared. But otherwise, Tucker has talked about whatever.
The one highly confidential cosmic apocalypse horror, yes. But Artemis will make herself known as Ralph is greeting the felines and Tucker. Welcome, fellow Saving Knight. Tucker has told me much about you. That was a noise.
I hope all the best stuff as I stand up a little straight. I'm kind of like the brains and the muscle. I'll flex a little bit.
Sweet Tucker here tells me you're quite the comedian. Do you happen to have a joke for me?
What's funny is I was just about to have Tucker interject and the comic relief, but you timed that perfectly. You timed that perfectly.
Let's see.
So I will note, if Ralph actually has to pause for this, she will get the shit-eatingest grin on her face.
If is Ralph actually pausing? What do you think, Tubby?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna work with the Tucker is also gonna grin, and he's gonna simply say, "Yeah, come on, Ralph, tell one of your jokes." just get it on.
I might.
The queen is waiting, Ralph.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna use. It's lazy, but I think I might use the one I used for Valtoria. Might use that joke.
Hey, go for it. It's technically it's one of your jokes.
Yeah. I mean, alright. Okay, yeah. I got a good one. So do you hear the one about the Flygon? It's okay, they eventually flew back.
Tucker's right, you are funny.
I do try. Sometimes I try a little too hard, but makes it more fun.
Well, in my experience, you're at your funniest when you're not trying.
Yeah.
When you let things come naturally, they come best to you. Would you like to come in and have some tea, Sir Ralph?
So rough. I do like that. That's a good read. It's not quite as catchy as, like, not quite as catchy as like Lord Ralph would be, but Sir Ralph is nice.
Oh? Well, I have been desperately trying to get your friends to accept my offer of reward. If you would be interested in a title of Lord, I can arrange that.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
Now, it will be some time before it would mean anything, but we can discuss the particulars. After all, the Lord helps the land, and we could use an awful lot of help here in this kingdom.
It's not entirely out of the question. I mean, I do have plans with Team Chair up to a point, but only vague plans after that.
Oh, Artemisia is
thinking about how I would spin this to Mawa. You want to go be Lord and Lady over in the neighboring kingdom?
Oh, the Queen is gonna love talking to Ralph.
I wonder if I could convince Mawa to like come be noble and over here. And I'll look up and clarify. Oh, my girlfriend.
Look, y'all can't blame her for trying to get people to be here.
Meanwhile, during this, Tucker does give a contemplative think as Ralph mentions the idea of like after Team Cheer, something that Tucker probably hasn't really thought about too much. He does sort of chuckle as Artemis mentions how much trouble she's having getting people to accept the gift, and there's something really good. I can't remember if Tucker knows Ralph's full name. I can't remember if that was ever said around Tucker.
Ralph Wilson? Yes, it's been said around Tucker.
All right, I'm going to just steal from Fair unabashedly here. Tucker is going to chuckle a little bit and express, yeah, Lord Raphael Wilson does have a ring to it after all.
Oh my.
Oh, it does.
Quite a distinguished name. Not often I hear one of those on this continent. Usually, those are reserved in the mist. Are you sure you aren't royalty? Lord Wilson?
I'm not sure I'm not. Mayhaps I am royalty.
Well, pending circumstances, maybe you will be.
Ooh.
And she gives Ralph a sly smile.
Lord Ralph and Lady Marwile. Ah, yes.
And Tucker, at this point, she's just teasing.
Tucker picks up on that a little bit, but agrees with a good-natured tease now and then. Speaking of picking up, though, Tucker will slowly unearth himself from the cat pile, as he does, after all, have a couple tasks left to do, and he will slowly step past the cats. Well, I suppose Ralph could probably give you even more stories if you ask him. It does seem like I need to deliver another sandwich, though, so I suppose I'll be on my way for now.
Leaving already? Well, we shan't keep you. Thank you for your time, and for your stories, Tucker.
Of course.
And remember, she holds up a finger, don't tell anyone I was here, please.
Your secret's safe with me. And safe with Ralph, too. And he gives Ralph a look.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. I would definitely think this. Yeah, I just thought of something. Ryder will be delighted when he comes in and finds Ralph.
You know what's really sad is that Tucker's lying and doesn't know because of the scrying.
So, We're going to change music to E241 because we're going to drift away from this scene.
Fair enough. I figured you might interrupt it, actually.
As Artemis is going to extract all of the stories, embellishments and all, from Ralph that she can.
Oh, yes, it's going to be great.
A little warning, the next song is super loud, so turn on your volume first.
Yeah, the character themes are very quiet by comparison to everything else.
Yeah, it's kind of like got a little jump scared. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I should have warned y'all to something from Scooby-Doo. Well, we are going to take ourselves back to the medical wing. As the morning has passed, time drifts by. Brooke, it's boring to tears in here because you're not really allowed to leave bed. The most entertainment you have is Liar going around occasionally poofing off aromatherapy. Until a certain little echo glides their way up through the bed. And they blink at you with 2 eyes, and then 4 eyes, and then 6, and then 2 eyes again.
Oh, there you are, little Echo. I was wondering what happened to you after the battle.
Little Echo after battle. There. And they do this sort of little spiral float into the air, looking like a spring for a minute, and they do a boing. And then drift down, almost like they're a piece of paper, and lay upon you.
I'm guessing you were tired.
Tired, guess you? And they tilt their head to the point that it doesn't make a crack noise, but it does sort of rotate 180 degrees, and then the rest of their body follows about 3 seconds later.
I did get knocked out there for a second, I think. But apparently we won.
We won, knocked out, I think.
Saw you take the king's head off, though. That was pretty cool.
Off with King's head. And they pop up into the air. Their own head comes off of their spectral body and then reconnects to it. And there's that brief flicker of their very unsettling, like tattered and bony form with that jagged grin that they have before it slides very neatly back into the ghostly fur that's just a little bit messed up.
Chuckles. Well, I'm glad whatever happened, he didn't survive that one.
Survived that one. They echo in a manner that seems a little bit more like an independent sentence than a repetition, as they glide around your neck like they had before, settling in. And then you notice that they're looking up. And they're slowly opening more of their beady little eyes across their ghost body to look up.
Also look upwards.
Up, sitting on a rafter of the medical bay, is Deadeye. Or rather, Dine. The difference being, he's got an eye patch now.
Hey, Dine, didn't see you come in.
Dine puts a finger to his lips, winds his tail around the rafter, sweeps down, and does a sort of slow front flip to get onto the ground beside the bed, looking around stealthily at the staff who are otherwise preoccupied right now. The point was not to be seen. What say you and I take a walk?
I would love to get out of this bed right now.
Good. Because I've made a new friend that will make that very easy. And, without real prompting, he takes off the eye patch. It looks like it's just one of those medical eye patches. He may have used it to get past the medics.
Mhm.
And he just sort of sets it down on the bed, and with another hand, pats Echo.
Brooke is a little surprised. Oh, can you see him too?
Since earlier. Not sure why. But they have a fun little trick they can do. Going to show them, friend. Brooke, if you could give me an insight survival alert, I would appreciate it.
Okay, in my bingo card for this, I wasn't expecting Deadeye and, or rather, Dine and Little Echo plot something together.
Gotta keep y'all on your toes.
Woo.
So, I've been describing the pinprick in Deadeye's socket as red pretty much every time, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
You notice it's blue.
Do-do-do-do.
Dang it.
Yes, I walked into that, but there's a reason for it. In fact, it's your hue of blue. And yes, I know your eyes are not blue, but you're Feraligator blue. And Deadeye's going to take you by the arm and help pull you out of bed. And I need you to make a stealth check, please. Which would be Dex Survival Stealth. Come on, Deadeye, don't screw this up for me, please. Alrighty. If only they did. Don't worry, this is just as funny. So Deadeye helps Brooke to his feet, and you can feel the weight of your body. The ache of a body that should still be recovering. But I mean, laying in bed all day awake is boring. And Deadeye begins tugging you by the arm to the wall next to your bed. And Echo sweeps around the both of you, and you go right through the wall just as the Clefairy nurse notices you're leaving and is doing like little tippy tappies trying to run up to you going, hey, wait, no, you need to stand, no, oh! The heck Kyrogan's going to have my hat. And suddenly you are outside the medical wing, outside the castle, along a sunlit side area of some courtyard or other with grass, a tree nearby, right next to the inner walls around the castle. And Deadeye is grinning for all the world.
That is a useful trick.
Isn't it, though? Now, if only I could do that without assistance. Do that without assistance. As Little Echo whirls around, and then whirls around Brooke's neck, then Dine's neck, and hides beneath Dine's frill.
Sneaky spot.
Excuse me.
And no worries if your throat is dry. We understand.
There's definitely an irony of playing a water type and having a dry throat. In the meantime, I do hope the audience is doing well today. Better than yesterday, that's good to hear. That's an upward slide is always good. I have a frivolous question, actually, Car.
Of course.
In the cat pile, did they start purring?
Yes.
Good. That's an important question, technically, but you know.
That wasn't even a question. Of course they were going to start purring.
Good. Perfect vibes.
Looks like hanging around me too long will end up haunting you, Brooke says with a smirk. Keep up the jokes and I'll think Ralph is rubbing off on you. Come on. I prepared something for us. And Deadeye's going to start leading Brooke out of the castle. but not out the main gate. Brooke will follow at a pace. He's still a little injured, but he's excited to see what's happening. And for his part, Deadeye is excited. Or at least as excited as Deadeye can look to be. But he'll bring Brooke around towards the back of the castle where the largest portions of crystal are, yet still. And in the bright sun of the day, they almost look like a semi-translucent amethyst. It could be pretty if it weren't a reminder of terrible things. But out behind the castle, Deadeye takes you to a lift. And in a few minutes, down the lift you go, down the cliff, to a slope that leads out to an island connected to the cliffside with an excellent view of the ocean. And sitting there, waiting, is a blanket, as well as a basket that very clearly has a bottle of some kind of alcohol in it. And who knows what else. I figured, what better way to use my swiftness than to get this done quickly? No?
A whole lift going down to a little inlet island. That's kind of neat. I wonder what it was used for before this. Or did I built it in 10 minutes to go down there?
Nope. This is a pre-existing lift. It's made with wood, rope, stonework. In fact, it's fairly well maintained. And since we're getting into description, this islet looks to have rope, bombs, lamp oil. Oh gosh. This island appears to have some amount of structure on it. Not where Deadeye has set up this little picnic, of course, but off to one side there's something that could be reasonably construed as a chapel or house at one point.
Oh, neat. Oh, that kind of makes sense.
And there's also remnants of what may have been other structures at some point or other that have been fairly overtaken by nature here.
This is the Kingdom of Kayadon because, correct me if I'm wrong, Grudon Kyogre are important, right?
Yep.
Kyogre? Yeah, so, okay, then this might be like a little tipple to Kyogre that they wanted to put by the water, because, you know, that's where Kyogre hangs out. That's my working theory. I also was thinking that a lift system down to an inlet would be really great if you want to do a little fishing. Given the high cliffs and all, you'd have to build something for that.
Brooke is a little stunned. This is gorgeous, Dine, he says, his face a little flushed. What's all this for, anyway? He shifts, suddenly feeling self-conscious. Dine will let go of your hand at this point and gesture to the picnic. Well, I thought you might like something nice, away from the stuffy medical wing. I've had medics tending to me before, after rough fights. Don't move too much, stay in bed all day. Like you're not allowed to have your own autonomy. And we don't have to stay here. He shrugs, sort of holding his arms out a bit. There's an entire town to explore if we want. I just wanted to share this time with you. And he sort of glances away, and the pinprick shifts hue to a soft fuchsia color. Besides, if we tried to do something in the castle, we would have just gotten interrupted anyway.
Good night, Beerus. By the way, Car, I wanted to comment on something.
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually? You mentioned during the recap. Did you watch the entirety of last session before?
I listened to the entirety of it while I was at
listened to it?
work.
Aw, that's very nice of you to refresh yourself to that degree.
Well, there were details I wanted to make sure I got right. Because I
Yeah.
remembered there were certain things that were being deciphered.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, when
I
things
didn't know
slow
if they
down
were
and
gonna
out
come
of battle, it's like with social situations, you gotta keep track of things, I guess, especially as a DM. Like, little details can matter, so. Tricky.
right, Burke says, straightening his shoulders. Then let's get started. Before they send a search party, he grins. If you're with me here, if you're with me here, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Dine straightens up as well and returns your grin with a smirk. Good. I'll be relying on you to help with my super dry skin ability. It seems I lost my hat somewhere. Maybe you can help me find it later. And he's going to stroll over to the picnic. If there is something you would like to do with Dine, even if it's as crazy as blitzing through the town for whatever reason, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, if you don't have any specifics, Dine has made sure to find a way to give Brooke a day out so he doesn't have to stay entirely in the medical wing. Fireworks. Bit late for fireworks.
There's always the people that buy too much and then they do it for like a week or two afterwards.
Nothing specific right now. Maybe later you can just buy him a new hat. True. You could, if you feel like it later.
He needs a magical garment that just rains on him now and then. The magical raining hat.
Oh god,
Yeah.
turn him into the one character from Encanto.
One character from Kanto.
I didn't watch that, so I'm not referencing that, whatever that is.
There's a character who has the ability to have weather depending on her mood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Funny.
oh, and Encanto. I thought
Yes.
Kanto. Okay. No, I know who you mean. Yep. Okay.
God, most of those powers seem like they'd be obnoxious.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, which is the point. Like, oh my god, I would not be able to stand having super hearing. Like, God, that would drive me up a fucking wall.
Yep. Now, I will clarify. Dine paid for everything that's here. He's got plenty of money available to him.
Actually, being like the champion for as long as he probably does have a fair amount of money.
Now, whether or not he actually paid the price or if he just tossed an amount of money is an entirely other story.
I'll say very cute. A level, like a lot of very cute gestures from him here that he's done. How is Brooke's recovery going, though? Like, how is he mending at this point?
Well, I will say it's only been a day.
Mhm.
And if you all will recall, Brooke only recovered 5 HP and an amount of will instead of a full recovery. So he's in a rough state. It's probably going to be another day or two before Brooke is technically whole.
Fair. I was thinking, like, technically he should be better. I was like, I hope he doesn't, like, get a little more injured because of going out and about. But the air is probably good for him, too.
That said, now that we have had something a bit chipper, I assume at some point in time we'll finally be able to fill into Brooke what Scales did while he was unconscious. Oh, yes! So, when is Brooke going to ask about that? Because if Brooke asks about that over the picnic, Dine will happily fill you in on what happened. During drinks and general conversation about the crazy assassination thing they just did. That's true. Which Dine considers this less an assassination and more returning a favor owed. Even though it was literally just an assassination, and he'll admit that. Dine will let Brooke know that Scales took over at some point. He didn't quite pinpoint when it happened, because Brooke was already using Scales' weapons. But there was a shift in how things were being held and how they moved. And he'll fill Brooke in on how there was a very brief standoff with Leon that ended up not going anywhere because Scales opened up Gemhorn and gave Dine the final physical blow. And Dine will admit that it felt he doesn't have the right word for it. His vocabulary is a bit lacking. But the way he describes the feeling of finally getting to kill the bastard is it felt really good. especially after seeing everything that's happened in the town. This entire kingdom, what he's been doing. All the graves. And he's never been one for justice for the sake of it. He understands that the world is made up of shades of gray, and it's all a game of survival. But sometimes there are villains that just need to die. And then he realizes how grim he's being and clams up, holding a glass that is half full of fermented berry juice. Brooke just laughs and says, "Well, I agree. No justice or revenge. Doesn't matter who's right, just who's dead. It's not us." And he holds up his glass. Mine eases up a little when Brooke says that. And will bring their glass up to toast. And they're going to feel a little more at ease being casually candid in a social manner with Brooke. Because being the less than social creature that they've been for so long, this is all new territory for them.
They seem to be enjoying trying it out, though, at least. Hey. But only because it's with Brooke.
Well, yes, of course. Well, actually, I have died once, Brooke says, mid-drink. So maybe that doesn't matter either. We've both died once, then. Then let's drink to us being a couple of walking corpses, shall we? And he goes to down the rest of his drink. And Brooke does the same. So much for Till Death Do Us. I mean, have you watched The Corpse Bride?
I don't think I have. Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. Holy shit.
Oh, wait, no, I know about it. I think I watched a random review on it, but I have never actually seen it.
It's a pretty good movie.
I think
I
it
like
looked
it
pretty
quite a
cool.
bit yourself.
Yeah, one of the good Tim Burtons.
We ain't
It's
married.
not Tim Burton, actually.
It isn't?
Is it not?
No. No.
The poster says it is. I just found it.
It says from the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas, but Tim Burton didn't actually direct The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, well, I just said it was by Tim Burton. It says here, Corpse Bride, also known as Tim Burton's Corpse Bride.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's
I was
what,
about
like,
to
it
say,
says on the poster,
if Tim
too.
Burton didn't direct it, Tim Burton, I believe, actually wrote the thing. In any case, also, we ain't married yet. Boy, just giving all of us shippers, all of the we feasting so much.
Directed and produced by Tim Burton. Check that.
Okay. Also, I have to control myself so much during these scenes because they're so cute. And yes, I know I'm technically helping direct these scenes, but gosh darn it.
Cute is good.
I will say, even though Little Echo can't actually consume anything, there's an assortment of like nuts and dried fruits and things that are part of the picnic package, and they continually try to like munch on the occasional like almond or pistachio or what have you, and it just falls through their lower jaw.
Skeleton drinking wine, making a mess on the floor scene from that one show. What was that? It's just like, I don't care, I'm dead, I'm eating anyways.
Actually, I think there's a scene like that in Corpse
Yeah,
Bride.
hilariously,
Fair enough.
they make that joke in Corpse Bride.
Oh, you might be thinking Pirates of the Caribbean though.
Yeah, I think it might be that.
But before we derail too much, I believe it may be just about time that we see Ryda to the second floor.
Oh boy.
Yep,
He's gonna be so happy that
Yep.
Ralph is
We-
talking to her.
We leave our adorably flirtatious revenants behind for the moment for a potentially very awkward scene.
I like the run animation of the small, and it really seems like the sort of run that the friend might be doing after that scrying. Like, what is going on?
We are going to move on to events 243. Because I'm going to make us do all the musical changes.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as it's written down, it's easy enough for me to put in the video.
You said 43?
Yes.
43.
Yes, 43. As Ryda, you make your way to the second floor. It's the only place that has rooms with a bed that big, like the kind you saw in the background. So if you didn't imagine it, it'd be up here. And with Leon's crest in your possession, none of the patrolling guards will give you any trouble. Do you even bother to ask them if they've seen a Mighty Enna around?
Not yet. Ryda's still gonna check the first place they saw, and if Tucker's not there, then they'll ask around.
Well, there's a couple of rooms that could fit the bill, and it's been a while. It's been many years, so... and this was not one of the places y'all explored during the invasion. Could have been, was not. In fact, I need Ryda to make an insight survival alert check.
Okay.
And Tucker, can you give me the same, actually, since you're not trying to sneak around,
Yeah, okay.
just to see if you miss each other by some miracle.
Hmm?
As Ryda goes to make the same turn that Ralph did earlier, they see Tucker walking down the hall with your basket or container or what have you of snackage with you. And your ears perk, Tucker, as you hear the clawed footsteps of a newly evolved friend approaching.
Tucker will turn and look happy to see Ryda. Oh, good. I was just going to find you.
Ryda gives Tucker a bit of a smile and a wave. Notably, a bit more chipper than last time you saw them.
Tucker will note that. That's a little unusual for Ryda. Tucker will quickly reach into his bag and pull out the fabled sandwich that was for Ryda and offer it to Ryda. Sorry it took me a while to get this to you.
Oh, don't worry about it. Thanks for bringing it to me. I was actually coming this way to track you down. After a bit of poison taste testing, I could use something else in my stomach. And they just take the sandwich and start to casually munch it down.
Tucker ruminates that one statement. Poison? I wouldn't recommend that over a sandwich, no. He kind of chuckles.
Just casually going, yeah, I was eating poison earlier. I could really use this sandwich. Munch, munch, munch.
If you're
You know,
eating poison, maybe you really needed the sandwich, he kind of remarks.
Ryder just kind of shrugs. like halfway eating. It's not that bad, actually. Tastes kind of good.
I'll let you have that, I suppose. Tucker says kind of incredulously.
Yeah, no, it does have some minor side effects. I've noticed, felt a bit more mellow since. Though I'm not sure what the side effects are if they give you hallucinations.
At them saying that, can I do an insight on their buzzedness with them saying that?
Sure.
Okay, what should that be? Just a straight insight?
Insight contest etiquette. And if Ryda's going to try and hide it at all, it would be insight contest performance.
And they don't care to hide it. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Ryda's a little bit flush. That kind of like, you remember how Ralph gets with, how Ralph did get in the past with, alcohol and things like that, and how you've seen some other Pokemon getting on fermented berry drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So, similar, but not impaired.
Tucker recognizes it from, at least from Ralph, who wasn't exactly very secretive about a bit of a buzz himself. So he kind of recognizes it's similar for Ryda, but doesn't comment on it. He's more or less just like, it's fine. We're all trying to relax at this point, anyways. But with that being said, after making sure Ryda enjoys their sandwich, he'll give a little bit of a small bow and say, "All right, I have another person to check up on. Did you need me for anything else?"
I don't think so. Did you see Ralph by any chance? I should probably find him and tell him I got my sandwich.
Tucker pauses for a second as he contemplates how Artemis doesn't really want people knowing where she is right now, but shrugs and says, "Yeah, he's hanging out with a few people." And
A few people.
a few people. And Tucker will motion with a paw to which room Ryda will need to go.
All right. Thanks, Tucker. See you around.
See you, Ryda. And Tucker will head off onto another little thing, because I guess I may as well mention, he still made a promise to check on the well-being of that Grookey, so he's going to be asking around for that. That's what his going to do next.
Excellent. Well, just to let you know, Tucker, when you ask around, and I assume you're going to be asking rebels, not soldiers or knights.
Yeah, because the Thwack you mentioned, the Grookey was one of the rebels that joined us, so yeah, Tucker's going to be looking out for rebels that were there for that, incursion into the castle with them.
Unfortunately, a number of those that you'll end up asking don't necessarily know them by name. You will eventually come back to the medical wing. And I need you to make an insight survival alert at -4.
Okay.
Because you've got a task, you're focused on it. Even though it's still one of your best rolls.
I'll take a 4.
Okay.
Oh wait, what'd you say, -2? Was it?
-4.
-4? Wait, did I roll that correctly? Let me do it again, just make sure. What was it again?
Okay.
I may have heard the wrong number in my head.
Insight survival alert -4.
Yeah, I totally bungled that. Let me try again.
Okay, so that should be 7 dice.
I did not. Today, I said I wasn't good at math today. I meant it, apparently. All right, there you go.
Okay. All right, you do not notice that Burke is gone.
Okay.
As you ask around the medical ring, the Ariados, one of the Chirurgans, will remark that they did have a Grookey as a patient. But they have been moved. And as sad as it is to say, Tucker, the way that they say it is something that you've heard before. The tone of voice, it's... You don't know exactly whether they're gone or if they're not in good condition. But the Ariados is somber when they give you that reply.
Tucker will delicately ask them, where would they find out more? To confirm.
The Chirurgan will they attempt to put this delicately as best they can, that they are uncertain that you will be able to find more. But if you know of any potential friends or next of kin, that they will put in a word with the captains to ensure that they get passage into the castle.
Alright. Tucker will give the information he can, namely about the older Thwacky, which maybe some people will know. They seem to be a bit up on age, so they probably know a number of people. And whereabouts they met them in the city. So as to hopefully give them passage in the future. And with that, if there's something else that can be done at the time, Tucker will go take a trip into town a little bit and try to track down that Thwacky one more time just to give them an update and to explain they should head to the castle.
Alright. We will likely handle that another time. As we return to Ryda, you follow Tucker's directions. Down the hall, third door on your right. The door is left slightly ajar. How do you enter?
Ryda not assuming anything's up, because why would they at this point? Would just casually stroll in, sandwich in hand, as they loudly proclaim to Ralph, "Hey, Ralph, are you in here? I got that sandwich from Tucker."
Oh, that's good. That's good. Do come in. I was just telling my new associate here about all of our adventures. You know, building a resume and all that good stuff.
And you
Go ahead.
and as you enter, doing that whole to Ralph, because you know how Ralph is, you see the three cats are on the bed. It looks like they have a map or something with them. They're already planning their next move on what to do. When you turn your attention away towards Ralph, there at the side table, sat by the window, is Artemisia with her egg.
Ryda just sort of looks at Ralph and then over towards the cats and then to Artemisia. And they don't seem to react for a solid 3 seconds before it finally clicks in their head and they hard swallow the sandwich and kind of cough a bit, going wide-eyed.
You look as though you've seen a ghost. Would you like some tea? The sandwiches are good, I hear, but they might be a little dry. And without even a reply from you, Artemisia pours a cup of tea using the last free cup and slides it towards the edge of the table.
Ryda takes a deep breath before expressing, Mistress, and then they take a knee and bow their head. My queen, please forgive me. I shouldn't have spoke so rashly in front of you.
The chair creaks as she stands, and she reaches down with her one free hand to lift your chin and gaze up at her. In all these years, you still haven't changed. My friend. As her eyes well up with tears, and she pulls you into a very awkward hug. I'm so glad that you're alive. Welcome home.
Ryda is in stunned silence, their jaw agape, and they're feeling a torrent of things, their brain confused most off, as they don't know what to do or how they're supposed to react. And all they can really do is just lean into the hug and just accept it. They can't bring themselves to say anything. Their facial expression is just a shocked face, more than anything. And they kind of just look over to Ralph, like slowly turning their head. Just sort of looking for confirmation, is this real?
Ralph will give thumbs up. Like a goofy smile and a thumbs up. Like, yeah.
And seeing that, they finally just accept the gesture, hugging back tightly as if they don't plan on letting go ever.
Aw.
You've grown so much. I'm so sorry.
No. You shouldn't be apologizing. If anything, I should be the one begging for you to forgive me.
What for? And she shifts the hug, holding you by one shoulder, looking into your eyes. I'm the one who let myself be fooled. You and Leah. You've always tried to make me happy. I want to make it right. And I thought I could never make it right to you. And today I heard, not once, not twice, 3 times over, your name. And I dare to hope. And even though you stand before me changed, you're still you. One night, my friend, one of the keys out of my gilded cage.
Ryda is doing their absolute damnedest to hold back tears, which is failing very miserably. And sorry.
Take your time.
But yeah, Ryda is quiet for a while as they try to speak but get choked up till eventually they're able to just utter themselves. I, for so long, thought I'd never see you again. I thought after I escaped that you were all gone, that I lost everyone, that I lost everything, that I was alone. I couldn't stand living like that. I lost so much that I buried it. And I hid it from myself for so long. And even then, I couldn't escape it. But I'm glad I didn't forget. Because now I'm here, and I see you. I have my home. It's... I'm sorry. I couldn't have protected you then. But I'm so happy that you're okay.
I haven't words enough for how glad I am you lived. And I am so sorry that you have suffered for so long. But now we have a chance. Thanks to you. Thanks to your friends. Thanks to so many souls that I will learn every name of. Our kingdom can rebuild. And maybe, if you still want it, maybe you could still be here. And as she smiles, blinking away tears that have since reddened her eyes, she gestures to the remaining seat at the table. Please, won't you join me for tea? I get the feeling that you'll be a little less bombastic in the way you tell your story.
I'd love to. I'd love to tell you everything.
And I would love to hear it. Every moment that I can. To the sea and to the caverns below with being caught. If I have to sit here for 3 days to hear it all, I will. It truly feels like the one wish I thought I would never see fulfilled has been. She goes to take her place at the table. You get the feeling that there's going to be much to tell. Not just from your side, but also hers. And I believe that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
My heart.
Woo!
See.
Out of character, I've been thinking about this scene as much as Ryder probably has. Just how it would go. What would they say? What would she say? And of course, it's nothing like I had envisioned, and it was so much better and sweeter.
I think sweet is an operative word for this session, honestly.
There's a world where the players of this story did not take care with the citizenry, the soldiers, or the lives at their disposal. There is a world where the castle is a ruin and the victory is much more somber. But this is not that world. This is not that story. As has often been the case, as storyteller, I have been pleasantly surprised, time and time again. And I can only imagine what hope you will bring in the future.
I am glad that Team Cheer can accomplish its name. Thank you for the session, everyone. And I think I'll end the video there. I can't think of a better way of outroing. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we'll do session 171 in probably a couple weeks.
Thank you all. Oh god.
Thank you all.
Thank you.